Hey, what's up? It's me again with the new video on how to deathcore. Well, I'm gonna make this as simple as it gets in a really short video. Okay, let's get started. My friend Sam, he asked me, he was like, I got the whole concept of coughing. And he knew how to close his throat finally after he acted like he was gonna cough. But he can't, make it sound like a good even flow of air, like, he's like, he takes pauses and everything. Well, you're gonna want to do the cough like I taught you in my last video. You want to learn how to cough. You're gonna go. How when you cough, your throat closes. Well, it's pretty much the same concept of deathcoring. Your throat's gonna close. You're gonna push air out through your diaphragm, and then in a really even flow of air. Make sure it flows perfectly. You just can't just force it out in one big puff like when you cough. Like you go, all that air just falls out, goes out. When you deathcore, you're gonna want to slow it down. You go, really slow and methodic. He asked how long he should be. He asked if it's supposed to hurt. And the first time I ever deathcored, I'm pretty sure in the first week my throat hurt, and after I lost my voice. I think the very next day I tried it. I went crazy and I tried it forever. I lost my voice. So yes, I think your throat will hurt at first, but then the more you practice, the more you get familiar with your throat and knowing how to use your diaphragm more and not your throat too much. You don't want to overpower your throat, put too much pressure on it. But you're just going to want to, yes, it will hurt, but I think after the first week it shouldn't hurt no more, and you should be used to it, And, he pretty much told me he wanted to give up because, he's used to doing inhaling. And remember that inhaling, when you inhale, you're letting all this bad air in. You're letting it through your lungs, and it's just not good to inhale. It's just going to jack up your throat even more because you're not supposed to be forcing air in through your lungs in that bad of a fashion, I would like to say. Your air's not supposed to be sucking in air like a vacuum, just going crazy. Okay, when you actually got the coughing down, when you go and it comes out, your throat closes. Just learn how to do it in a simple like that. Just let air through perfectly, but just with your throat closed like you're about to cough, but don't cough, And I think pretty much after you got that concept down, you should be good from there. But if you want another technique, people also go with this, when you sigh, you can do that. Yeah, you probably can do that, but I didn't use that technique. And even if I try to use it right now, but it don't work with me. I don't really do it that good. But if it works for you, good. Just go when you're sighing. That's what mine sounds like when I sigh. And I try to get deep. But you're not really closing your throat any when you do that. You're going to want it to shut. Close a little bit so it makes that graspy noise, You know what I mean? Okay, when you pretty much got all these concepts down of how to close your throat, how to let air through, really simple, really easy, you're going to want to use your tongue. When I do my vocals, I like to listen to I Declare War in Whitechapel. But you know, to sound like them, you want to get your tongue and stick it in the roof of your mouth. Put it up there, and that's what's gonna make it sound a little bit deeper. This is what it sounds like when I'm not have my tongue in the roof of my mouth. You will not. And then when I put it on the roof of my mouth, it's gonna sound like this. You will. Yeah. So you know when you're gonna, you know, your mouth is pretty much gonna do a key thing onto your vocals too. You know, however you have your tongue shaped, wherever it goes, it's gonna change it. Just like in screamo, you know, when you do a screamo, you're not gonna want to stick it on top of your tongue. I mean, the top of your roof of your mouth, but you're gonna want to get that concept down of knowing how to use your tongue, how to shape your mouth. You know, the more ways you shape your mouth, the different it's gonna sound. The higher it'll get, lower it'll get. You know, lower and higher, it would also it would go with that. But to make, like, to say different things, you know, to speak when you're deathcore, then you're gonna want to use your mouth and just regularly talk. Regularly talk like this because you have your tongue on the roof of your mouth. You know, like I'm gonna say, ripping your skin. Ripping your skin. You know what I mean? It has that grasp and all that stuff. You just got the tongue up. It makes it like a, I don't know, like an Ida Care War Whitechapel one. And after you got the tongue thing, you know, then you're gonna want to shape your mouth so like an O. You know, however you shape your mouth, your lips, when you want to do screamo, you're gonna open them high. And then when you do lows, you're gonna go, because you're gonna shut them, make an O shape, and that should be pretty much good. And you know, you're just gonna want to practice every day, like I pretty much do, and just have fun with it. You know, get a feeling to your own throat. Know how your throat sounds. Know how it can go higher or lower. Just play with your throat up and down, do exercises, everything. Make different noises, make anything that will get you used to your throat so you know how to make those noises again and again and again. Like somebody say, hey, do deathcore. You know what I mean? Don't just, people ask you, oh, do your deathcore, and then it'll just sound weird. Probably because you're not used to it and you're trying it different ways. Each time you do deathcore, you're trying it different ways. But try to make it sound the same every time, and then after a while it'll get great. Well, this is going to be the end of it. And if you have any comments, if you want to do any comments, you know, don't do gay ones. Please be nice. And, you know, subscribe to my videos if you want to. You don't have to, but I don't really care. But just leave a comment down there if you want me to go into better explanation for you. I'll make a even shorter video on what you asked. Like if you asked, talk more about the coughing, and I'll talk about coughing or whatever, tongue, anything. Just tell me what to ask me your question, and I'll pretty much go from there. Alright, I hope that helped you out, guys. See ya.